Welcome back. Again, this is Whissel Weekends. The co-host, Jason Hall, Team Home Loans. I've been on the radio show here for 5 years with Kyle Whissel, my really good friend who happens to be out of town speaking. And he brought in one of his great agents who just joined his team, been in real estate a while, and that's Mr. Clayton Connolly. How you doing, Clayton?
Oh, best day ever.
Best day ever. Having a good day. You brought in a good friend of yours, Jared Angaza. I don't know if I pronounced that right, Jared.
Angaza.
Angaza. And Jared's just been sharing about his business, and that's branding, but really finding the identity, finding your values, kind of talking to help you build a better marketing and brand for yourself. And he's doing that for Clayton. So talk about that, Clayton.
Well, at the end of last year, I realized I needed to take a step forward in my own career. And I'm not much of a hockey fan, but Gretzky said skate where the puck is going. And so I saw Whissel Realty, and I'm like, these guys are skating where the puck is going. And what better to do personally as an independent agent, as part of the Whissel Realty group, is that I wanted to do a fresh rebrand. And so all these things came together, and in the process, and again, I want to surround myself with excellence, hanging out with Whissel, met Jared, and so we began the branding process because I'm crazy. I have my mind, I'm like a dog chasing Frisbees when it comes to ideas. It doesn't
You got
stop.
lots of them.
I have too many of them, and then what happens is I start branding myself in all these different directions. So I was like,
no one knows who you really are and what you do.
No, because I'll just get a new idea and run with it.
Wow.
So I was real estate ninja for the last year, and that was fun. I'm like, but I don't want to be that when I'm 50. You know what I mean? Like, what can I do? How can I put a stake in the ground that's like, this is, I knew that I don't have the ability to actually do that from myself. I need outside experience and professional experience. And the only person that could actually do that was probably my wife, but she knows not to work with me. And so we met Jared, and he was able to say, so what the process was, a lot of interviews, and it took a few months to do. And so he would ask me one question about my values, ethics, things that make me inspired, and I would dump out 5 minutes of external processing. And he'd say, oh, so you mean one of your best qualities is you're intuitive? Oh, yeah, totally. It took me 5 minutes to say that. Yeah, write that down. He's like, I did it about 30 seconds.
Because he's been studying people.
Yes,
right?
totally.
So he knew right away.
Well, and that's part of how I would even use that adjective to describe him, is because I've never worked with anybody that's able to like draw out the gold. It's like a chef that's able to pull out the spices, and
get
actually,
the best taste
what's
and
the
know
ingredients?
exactly.
Mm-hmm. And how do you take the ingredients that you're sensing, tasting, experiencing, write it on a list, and turn it into a formula? And so through that process, I was able to really have this own like almost life coaching introspection of, now here's some of the qualities that we've discovered in the right words to articulate who I am and what I bring to the world. Nice.
Now, just so you know out there, if you want to contact us, you can always reach out directly. We have a text line that goes directly to Kyle at 619-663-7355, 619-663-SELL-7355. So that's what Kyle set up. But Jared, I know you've got the podcast Noetic, Noetic. How can people find you besides going to that podcast?
My two main avenues there are my personal website, jaredangaza.com.
Spell that for us.
JaredAngaza.com. And then noeticpodcast.com, and it's Noetic.
Got it. Well, thanks for bringing in the man. But I want to kind of, hit on real estate. This is a real estate show. We're coming up to the end of the show here, and we'll do a quick little podcast that you can go to Whissel Way, and that's a podcast that he does every single week. And you and I will be doing that here in a short few minutes. But what's kind of going on in the real estate market? What do you got to share, Clayton? You tell me what you want to talk about.
Oh, in the real estate market. This is a fun time in the real estate market. I would say there's two things that are happening simultaneously. One, the real estate industry is changing in a massive way. And anytime the market starts flowing, there becomes new innovations and there becomes shifts. So in this bigger, more global pictures, a lot of stuff is happening. We're seeing like the decrease in brick and mortar buildings. We're seeing agents go to cloud-based like EXP. We're seeing agents move towards teams. And all that stuff directly affects the way that we serve our clients. And now all of a sudden, instead of just having one person, you get the benefit of a team with an arsenal of capabilities, from marketing people to branding people to
video,
yeah,
photographers like we have in here, Tom.
Yep.
I mean, that's what you get with a team, is you get all the experts, everybody working together, where historically realtors have been independent.
Yep.
Even though under a broker, nobody shares what they're doing that works good, what works bad, what to avoid. And unfortunately, the client experiences suffering, right? And I know that's what Jared's trying to help you bring out, is how to really share that client experience that you now have with EXP and the Whissel team, so you can clearly state that, so your client knows there's a difference than the old school.
Well, totally, and it's coming back down to, instead of sell, that none of that ever made any sense to me. That those weird chants and weird cultish realtor speak. But one of our main purpose, our logo, our message is where and how you live matter. And so one thing I'm excited about is I've begun hosting a series of buyer workshops that really come down to like a more of a life coaching. What's your trajectory in life, and how does housing fit into that? Because we have food, clothes, and shelter.
Yep.
And we're in shelter. And a lot of people don't take the time to actually critically think why we do what we do. So every month, my team hosts a buyer's workshop, particularly for renters that haven't necessarily sat down and been led in an informative discussion around home ownership. And in that process, we call it homeschool, right? Play on words.
I like that.
And in the process, we talk about, what is your trajectory? What are you thinking? What is your intention? A lot of people haven't taken time to do it, and we do it in a fun way. And the big message that I see specifically in San Diego, we started global, but the quick local one is, there's groups that in the city is forecasting 1 million people to move into San Diego in the next 3 decades. That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
And so what do you think that's going to do to rent prices or housing prices? And my message to my friends and colleagues and friends of friends, my sphere, my buyers for my brand is
buy and invest, huh?
Think about it. Prices aren't going to go down in the long run. Rent's not going to go down. And if you decide to figure out, do what you got to do to own a piece of property, at least one.
Well, maybe that ocean will dry up and we can start building houses out there.
Well, there's Mexico too.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it really is a call of like, hey, this city is expanding. Do you want to be the recipient, or do you want to get pushed out of your own city? So I haven't been this wild on helping buyers until right now, because we see what's coming. And it's like, if you thought you missed the last boom, that's neither here nor there. What's happening is that if you're deciding right now, you're on the front end. You're first in line of 1 million people coming to town. That's like the state of Delaware is moving to San Diego. So if you're a buyer, come to our workshops and we just talk about it. And
so how can they find you? What's the best way to find you or find your workshop?
My website is sdauthentic.com.
Okay.
And on there we can communicate. We have a landing page for the site. We do it every month. Our next one is Tuesday. I believe that's May 7th coming up. We do it in small batches because it's interactive. We do about 12 people at a time. And,
right. So it fills up, spots fill up. So if you want to get on there, sdauthentic.com.
Exactly. Homeschool. Right. Tell your friends.
Homeschool. I like it. I like it. And as you know, I've done loans forever, and people don't realize, I've got a client right now I shared with you guys last Thursday. Client literally is buying a house with no money down, no closing cost, and she's not a veteran. Right, there is down payment assistance programs out there. This gal makes about $80,000 a year, and she's able to buy a place, $285,000, $2,300 a month. That includes her HOA, with literally nothing out of her pocket. All she had to pay for was the home inspection fee. She put a deposit down. She's getting her deposit back, and she'll be moving in here the end of the month. And we're excited to help her. So, if you think that's impossible, reach out to Clayton. He'll share with you that it's not. And that's at sdauthentic.com. You can always reach Kyle Whissel on his text line, 619-663-7355. So, as we're wrapping up the show, Todd, how much time we got left here? Just a few more minutes. What other nuggets do either one of you have to share?
Well, that's good. There's lots of nuggets out there.
Yeah, but this is like a 1-minute nugget.
Regarding the real estate deal,
yeah.
A lot of people, what I've found working with buyers is a lot of people still think you need to put 20% down.
Yeah.
A lot of people think the first step to home ownership is showing up at an open house. And I direct everybody back to people like you. It really starts with a meeting with a lender to see what you're qualified for, then a meeting with an agent, and an agreement saying you built your team around you for success. If you do things in the right order, then you're going to have success.
I like it. I like it. You can tell my picture there, Jared. I am a big San Diego State fan. That's my new logo. You know, it had some blue and gold with the Chargers, but I changed that up last year. My lovely daughter helped me design that, get that done. I've been a coach for 20-plus years. About 25 years I've been a coach in multiple different sports. And so we've been branding and kind of putting stuff out there, the home loan coach. So, you know, Jason All with Team Home Loans, the home loan coach. I'll show you some other marketing stuff, but I need a little bit of help, and that's kind of where I'll be leaning on. And now that we've had a chance to meet here on radio, I'm going to follow up with you and find out how you can help us take that to the next level, because that's what I've done. Clients call me, you still in the mortgage business? I go, yeah, all I've done is home loans for nearly 30 years now and coach. And they never pay me to coach, even when I was in high school varsity sports. I do it more is because I believe that's why I'm here, as you mentioned. Yeah. Find what you're passionate about. I believe God put me on earth to help others. If it wasn't for coaches in the 70s coming to pick me up, to get me to my baseball, football practice, soccer practice, I know I wouldn't be the man I am today. I thank those gentlemen. I wish I would know their names to personally thank them. But I believe God's put me here to give back to others that maybe need the same help. And so my kids were like, why are we going to this school to pick up this kid? I'm like, you know what? Because I was that kid.
You're paying it forward.
Paying it forward. That's exactly it. And so that's what we want to get back. So thanks for listening to the Whissel Weekend. We're going to be doing our podcast, The Whissel Way, coming up right after this break. Thank you guys so much, Jared and Clayton, for coming in. Appreciate you guys. Please stay with me. We're going to do the podcast right after the break. Thank you.
Awesome.